Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be taking a look at the Reworked for the start of this MLC, Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day. She really needed a rework, for sure. Came out around the time when, those superstars then, if they didn't have like multiplies or gem buffs, don't even remotely translate to today's game, and she did not. So really nice revamp, makes her totally usable, which is nice for mommy. And yeah, so I want to start out with, I'm on the CC account. This is her at gold. Couple potential issues, right, with this preview of her is this tour perk is leveled. It does 200% purple gem damage. That's good and bad. It's bad because I can't take it off, right? It's good because she has 17 million feud moments. So if you look at my screen, she's got this Dexter Loomis Indy Hartwell wedding, which adds 50% purple, 100% leech gems. All the gems you're breaking are leech and purple. So that adds 150%. I mean, on the builds where the tour perk here matters. And then on this one, leech gems do 225%, purple gems do 50%. So in feud, if you have these two moments, she should hit harder than you're going to see here. If you just have the one on the right, she still should hit harder than you see here. The evolution moment, which is in the showdown store. So that's part one. This is a showdown moment, not going to affect anything here. And then the loser leaves Judgment Day match does add 50% to purple gems. Full disclosure, that makes not a huge difference. Maybe like 3 million damage difference. So if you don't have that one, not the end of the world. So yeah, there's that piece of information. This account does have her gear. It does add 6 MP. There's no gear builds, and then there's gear builds in this, so you can see it. They sold it for $20, the gear. I don't know if they're gonna during Valentine's. I don't know if they're gonna sell it this MLC. I think they should. It would be smart. We'll see when the MLC starts. I'm recording this before then. If they don't, maybe they will at some point during the month. It would be smart. Okay, so that's out of the way. Let me take those down. 100% strap with a purple takedown 2 metal. So there's one move I won't use, and that was also buffed, but it does 0 damage and steals 3 million health for 5 MP blue. I don't see really a good way to make it fit. Even with gear, you can maybe get the health steal up to 15, 16 million, potentially, but it doesn't do enough to really fit. There's other stuff, I think, so not super concerned about the headbutt. So I'm not going to use it. Maybe someone else will. We're going to start off with triple purple. This is kind of classic. This was Rhea back in the day when she released. This was the best way to play her. Electric chair, face buster. The move damage is buffed and the leech gem strength is buffed. Everything was buffed, but it's still 7 MP, 866k damage. Make 18 random gems into 1 turn countdown gems. They will deal 350k damage when they go off and make 3 random gems into leech strength of 425k. Much bigger leech strength. Nightmare Lock submission, 28 random sub gems, 493k damage for 3 turns. That was also buffed. Remaining turn into leech gems, strength 375k, also buffed. That's 7 MP. Riptide finisher, 1.1 million damage, buffed, and make 38 leech gems into purple. Can't remember if she makes more leech gems now than she did or not. But anyway, that's triple purple. So without gear, the downside for this is you need Santa to make it work on turn 2. Otherwise, you have to do an additional swipe if you don't have Santa. So Woods gives you 4 MP. Gunther gives you 6. 2 for 6, I'm sorry. Santa gives you 1 for 7. Your turn gives you 8. So on turn 1, you'll have... still, it doesn't matter. Turn 1, you'll have 8 MP. And then turn 2, you have to swipe for 9 MP. And then turn 3, you can go off. So that's the realistic gameplay loop, even with Santa, unless you get a match. If you don't get a match and you don't use Santa, then you're all the way on turn 4, right? So this moveset, really not ideal. You could put Mellow in here, and then you'd be fine. You'd have 4 and 4 for 8. Your turn is 9, and then on turn 2 you'd go and you wouldn't need Santa. But if you have Mellow, I don't think you should run her this way. More on that later. Okay, so this would be without gear. Of course, with gear it becomes much simpler. With gear, you could run the same thing. You drop Gunther, and you drop Santa, and you use different trainers that you'll see later. Not with this build, but you'll see the trainers I use later. Leech gems go, or countdowns go out, so they go off after the sub. You wouldn't actually necessarily need to do that since she's not going to be charged anyway. You probably should hold them in reserve, actually. Not used to playing this way. So like my big issues with like this moveset before the buff are still there because it's all the same charge. You need a purple match and then you can do stuff. Luckily we have a purple match, but you still have to like swipe. This has her gear, so this would not be loaded. So then you're taking the swipe and then you're hitting the finisher. It's more chances for them to be able to do stuff, right? Very likely, in fact, they will do things. However, at least now it hits hard, much harder than it did before. That's 41 mil. So, much better than it was. Alright, we're gonna come back to those moves in a minute. I'm running these in the order I like them, essentially. Now we're gonna switch to this. I'm only gonna show this with the gear because it's not really impressive. I'm not gonna put plates on it. I will tell you what plates you could put on it to hit harder, but it really wasn't impressive to me for like all of the risk. So I will just show you what it can do without the plates and then tell you what it hit with the plates. You could also run it against the Technician, but if you're going to go against the Technician at that point, you should be using Trickster Becky. So, Northern Light Suplex, 826, excuse me, 820, still getting over the cold, 26k damage, 5x1 area to make it a Pyros. Broken by You, modify all gems above it into turn 1 countdown gems. That will deal 362k damage and make 2 random gems into blue at the end of the countdown. Knee Snapmare Dropkick, 5 MP blue, make 5 Pyro into black, and then Big Boot, deal 1 million damage essentially and decrease your countdown gem timers by 1. Hardcore, if opponent's class is Technician, first deal 719k damage plus 355k bonus damage for every countdown gem. This has big cascade risk, so we'll see if I cascade or not. And this is just all blue gem trainers, Dom 40%. You'd still, if you didn't have the gear, you'd have to use an MP trainer or 2 double blues, so Dom and then someone else that added 2 blue. 60% from Julius here, 30% from Ozzy, 40% from Gunther. I hope I switched the moves, right? I switched the moves. I talked about them. I must have. I did. So your Pyro gems go on the bottom. Then you change your Pyro gems into black gems, and you put a wild card somewhere that you have no control over. On the bottom row. And I cascaded. If you think Miz cascades a lot, this will cascade even more. Because it's on the bottom row. It's about the worst possible place you could put a wild card. Alright, luckily for us, the countdowns go off and help that. We'll see if we can actually get this move off. It also was a wild card, so we get an extra turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we will be lucky here, and we won't cascade at all. It doesn't really matter where you put it, because you have no idea where the wild card is going to go, so you have no idea how it's going to shift the board. Because it could go anywhere. So here we got lucky, right? That's the goal. And now you hit this and the countdowns go off. For what appears to be 24 million damage. So I put the LA Knight plate, the Pyro plate on, and it did about 30, I want to say 35 to 38 million. And then I put a drip plate on because the drip plate will go off before the countdowns do. And it did 48 million that way. So if you wanted to put a drip plate and an LA Knight plate and have big cascade risk, you could hit for 48 million that way. Obviously, I hate that build set. Okay, so one move, I'm pretty sure this is a complete change. I don't think she had a choose before. So I could be wrong. Delayed vertical suplex. I think that one was completely reworked. I'm pretty sure. This is going to avoid using the sub, but it has its own issues. So you know the other two. 5 MP, which is a nice low charge. 666k damage. Choose 5 gems to make into purple. Important to note about the 5 gems. Then deal 1 million damage. Increase your black MP by 4. So it recycles itself every turn, which is cool. But with only choosing 5 gems, you're going to start off with 1 purple MP. So 5 gems, you choose 5 purple gems, you go up to 6 purple MP. Not enough, right? It's simply not enough choosing 5 gems, and you don't always get the purple gems where you need it, so it definitely needs NWO. Hogan. So now when you're choosing a 5 match, you get 7 MP. And then when you swipe, you get another MP, which is 8. So it still leaves you 1 short, unless you can find 1 purple gem on the board. So that's kind of the issue with this build. You could, right here, instead actually run Gunther, and then, you know, you'd have 2, 3, 5 match would give you 8, so then you'd still need NW Hogan. You'd lose a bunch of damage. I'm just gonna leave Veer on for the extra leech gem damage of 125%. But you'd still, this would leave you 1 short if we only get a 5 match and then swipe, okay? So that's the problem with the choose only being 5 gems. We really need it to be 6. And this also is hoping you do not cascade, because this won't be loaded. So we need to fill 6 MP to load it, so we really need 6 MP. So that's why 5 is problematic. However, in this case, we do get a little bit of luck go our way at the moment. That could change. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? So we're good, and we have even 1 left over because there was 2, so we can make it a little more safe. Of course it's me, so, you know, I cascaded 9 gems off of that 6 match. The other side was just as bad. It had the 2 black gems down here, and in the middle, you don't want to leave a wild card in the middle. So it's a lose situation there. Obviously, I have issues with this build set too. There's better stuff coming, but yes, clearly issues with this one too. I'm gonna hopefully get a, yeah, we'll do that. That worked out not good, but there's the purple down here. Well, that, no, we'll just take the black match and try and reset up. There's really only one way I'm comfortable with playing her. Granted, I'm spoiled, but at least she has that way now. However, you're gonna need a lot to play her that way, which is really the kind of the point I'm trying to get across. And so this is fine. We're just gonna put the countdowns out, take our swipe, and hopefully not get some kind of insane cascade, but it's me. Hey! We did it! Oops. I didn't need to hit that, that's fine. I'm just not gonna choose. Actually, I could. Why not? She needs the help. I probably won't cascade. Alright. Here we go. It hits decent, though. 48 million, right? So we finally got there. We hit for 48 million. That's not terrible. So less bad version is this, but this requires Mellow and Santa if you don't have the gear. This is much safer, and so obviously my preference. Okay, here we go. This is a move you haven't seen, the big boot. I'm just going to reorder this. So this is the best of the rework, in my opinion. 5 MP, 965. Oh, you've seen it. I used it on the other one. And it can increase your countdown gen timers by 1. That's only 5 MP, so we can make this work really easy, because Mellow loads it. If you have Mellow, you can load it really easy, right? And then to load the purple, we have Woods and Mellow is 8 MP total. 1 for your turn is 9, Santa's 10, and then, so yeah, we can just go. Without all that hassle and trouble we just had, without the sub hassle, you simply can just go. And this is much, much better, right? For sure. This is kind of more nowadays gameplay style. It's 3 clicks, as the kids like to say. 0 cascade risk. Much less frustrating to play. So here we go. If you don't have the gear, if you have a bunch of moments, and this is of course without plates. I'll put plates on at the end, by the way. If you're thinking the anniversary leech plate, it won't work. The leeches will override it. There's your 43 million damage that way. So not amazing, not terrible. I mean, with the moments and stuff, in Feud, potentially maybe you get more like 45, 46 out of that. I don't know for sure. It's really hard to say. And it looks like the MLC just started since it's noon. I could get speed up perks, but we're on the last build. So gear Rhea, you drop a bunch of stuff. Gear Rhea, you drop Mellow, and then you go back to Veer, who is some extra damage for us. And then you drop Santa, and I like Roman in this spot, simply because he is 30% purple gems and then creates 3 more purples, so now we're up to 41. So I think he's the best spot for that. And then you can run this even more effectively. So now we're getting closer, right? If you're a Rhea mark, a mommy mark, you have her gear, you have all the moments, you have all the stuff, and you really want to run her, this is nowadays gameplay, and you could run her this way. Really, the trainers aren't too crazy. Rock and Roman is the hardest at this point. No plates. A lot of moments, though, right? And this is going to hit decent. You can see we did 49 million right there. So nearly 50 million. There's also another moment this month you can get for her. That's another 50% gem damage and 50% gem reduction. So you get that moment too, and Mommy's going to win that way. I think no problem. Damage a little on the low side there, but you can ultimate plate this. Obviously, you could use the Eyes of Judgment, drain their MP, or you could use Purple Royal Rumble and chuck purple gems. That will definitely hit harder for sure. We'll add a little more time, but if you're using Mommy, honestly, you're probably doing it because you're a fan, and you probably don't care about the extra time generated. Again, don't use the leech plate. It won't work. It'll get overwritten. So you don't want to use that. I want to check and see if the hero plate, if not, actually Core Jade plate would be the plate, right? Yeah. Purple and red gem damage by 100% because we're making those countdowns. So Purple Royal Rumble, Basic Heart of Jade, either of those, you'll get yourself a little bit more. You could use that on all the other movesets too, to better effect, but this is going to kind of be your top end Mommy for those fans of Rhea, and there's no shortage of them. I'll show you what I mean about the 8th Royal Rumble plate too. I will actually show you guys as well. Near the anniversary Royal Rumble plate, whatever. Decent cascade, but here come the purplies. Let's go, purples. And we completely wiped the showboat's health. It didn't show me what. I don't know. I missed it, perhaps, but you know, she can work that way very effectively. And then just to show it, in case I'm wrong, you did use it on other people and it does overwrite, but I haven't actually tried it on her. And I would hate to be wrong thinking something would work the same way on everybody in this game. So here we go. What happens is the leeches go out, and there's nowhere for the multiplies to go except this one spot. So you only get one. Because there's too many leeches. So it's definitely not worth using over the Heart of Jade for one multiply. That's 8 more gems. Versus, you know, adding 100% to all the purple, so... And you're not converting it. Maybe with the Royal Rumble plate you'll convert it. Nah, we didn't even convert it, so just kind of a waste. And you can see 66 million gem. We didn't wipe them without the Heart of Jade, right? So I think that works for Rhea rework. I think it's a fantastic rework. I continue to love them. I do think really for her to be fun, like for me anyway, you're going to want like all of the moments pretty much in this moveset. Actually, let me pull the Royal Rumble off so you can see what it does with just the Heart of Jade, because purple Royal Rumble's a lot harder to get. We'll just toss the Heart of Jade on there and run one real quick. Why not? Because, you know, I think like I said, you know, mommy fans out there, if you don't have or don't like using Acro Rhea, or you just want to change the pace, right? Plus, I mean, this is OG. I don't particularly love the wedding gear, actually. This is more Rhea, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And let me go here. Go back. You can also, like I said, use the Z plate, but Heart of Jade's better. And then I'll remove the purple Royal Rumble. Bippity boppity boop. Honestly, I mean, like, you know, this isn't terrible. It's actually pretty good. You just need a lot of stuff. Just thinking about it and thinking about Tricksters besides Trickster Becky. 52 million. Not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think you get that other moment with the 50% more purple and the 50% gem reduction. That's gonna certainly make a difference for sure. So yeah, I mean, not bad. Really good rework. She was completely unusable, and now she's at least kind of interesting and pretty solid. So, I still like Becky more targeting technicians. I still like, Trish more. And I think if you have the right stuff, Liv is certainly, better as well with all the right stuff. But, now she's usable and you could use her without like a huge penalty and actually beat people and win, and there's some interesting stuff there. So plus the Judgment Day characters are fun to use. So I think it's a great rework in general. I hope they continue doing these. It's one of the things I look forward to every month, to be honest, is the rework. So let me know what you think about the rework and also the video. If there's something you didn't like that I did, or if there's something you wish I would have done differently, let me know, please. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, though, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Mommy's always on top. Yep. You know what? I hope it would be really cool, and I doubt they'll do it, but it'd be really cool if they also rework Judgment Day Dom and Priest. Because those characters, yeah, that would be really cool. I think that's wishful thinking, though, but still, it would be cool.